Now for part 2 of Datwon Thomas on Mixed and Mastered. Welcome to Mixed and Mastered, the podcast where the stories of the music industry come to life. I'm Jeffrey Sledge, bringing you real conversations with the people who have shaped the sound of music. We're pulling back the curtain on what it takes to make it in the music business. These are the stories you won't hear anywhere else, told by the people who live them. This is Mixed and Mastered. So wait, I know you worked at Hooked, but I'm gonna skip that for a second.
Yep.
I want to go to King.
Okay, no problem.
The King magazine.
Let's do it. Yes, indeed.
That shook the trees. I mean, it's a legendary. Yep. Oh man, I mean, you tell. It's your story. You tell it.
Yeah.
I was a fan.
Hey, all right. So basically, me and Black, that's what I at Excel. One of my duties was to curate the up front section, which is like the front part of the magazine. And the front part of the magazine usually consisted of like the masthead where everybody's names get in, you know, some of those first ideas you see on the creative side. But it also had the letters section when people would write letters about the previous issue. We didn't have no email and all that for them to be sending stuff or social media. They would hand write letters from jail, from everywhere, all over the world. And I did this out of like just pure fandom because I was a fan. They would have hundreds of mail envelopes and boxes, dozens of boxes of mail. I would go through each one, read each one, and handwrite them back. And I didn't give them like, this is after work. Like we could get off at 6. I would be staying till about 8, writing people, 8 or 9, writing people. Yeah, I would do that as like extracurricular shit. I would go in the box, I would get a box and start opening up the letters, and I would read these people's life stories and their problems and their ideas. And the ideas was what was really lucrative for me, because when I would get these joints, they would be like, yo, who was on page 37? What rims were those on page 55? What pants are those on page 98? They weren't necessarily asking about the music. They was asking about the girls we would feature,
cars,
or
lifestyle.
Cars, the lifestyle section. And even though we had a robust lifestyle section, it seemed like it wasn't enough. So, you know, over the course of like a year, I had all these ideas from these people, and I was like, Maxim and stuff, the men's magazines was really coming in vogue in that time, and they were killing. They were selling like, huge. They were selling like 50 and 60% sell-through rates, you know. So it was crazy. It was making mad money. And I went to the publishers and told them that we should do this magazine, you know, based on girls. And then they kind of like was like, nah. So what we ended up doing was we put it as a section in XXL called
I remember that. I remember that.
Me and Don Morris. Don Morris was the creative director then. And, you know, the music videos always had a lead chick, video vixen. So we started incorporating that. But I was also on the whole thing of like, it shouldn't just be video girls. Like, so we started instituting like women that were on TV and stuff like that. That's where the King stuff started coming. So then when I was able to, you know, kind of get the idea down by working it through the eye candy section and the fashion stuff, and then we added like a car thing, I was like, this could be its own magazine. This has nothing to do with the hip-hop people that we're putting on at all. This is all lifestyle. And they didn't see it at first. So we ended up leaving XXL, going to Hook.com. And that's when Elliot came in and he took over XXL. But we went over to Hook.com with the internet thing. And then that internet bubble burst like a year and a half later. And as it was bursting, everybody that was working at Hook went to different spots. And our boy Jermaine Hall, he ended up going to The Source. My man Shaheem Reed, he was with us. He ended up going to MTV. My man Keith Murphy, he ended up going to like Daily News or People or whatever. everybody was getting these fly jobs, Jeff, and I wasn't. I wasn't like I was still at
corporate cards and all that. You're like, what's going on?
They getting the real invites to spots. I'm like, I'm still getting like the hood spot joints. I was like, yo, hold up. But I love the fact that my people was winning because it was more opportunity and it was like it was opening up the doors. And I remember man, they started firing everybody. So at one point Hook had like maybe like 60 something, 70 something people. They got down to like 12, and I was one of the 12. Yeah, I was one of the 12. It was empty in that warehouse downtown, man. It was sad too.
Yeah,
it was like going to work was like sad. Everybody was gone. It was like no more fun with your crew. Yeah. It was like work. You know? And the numbers are dropping. It was horrible. So I remember one day I got a call at my desk, and it was like, you know, Dennis Page from Harris. And he was the publisher for Double XL and for Slam. And he, you know, he had me when I was over there. And he was like, yo, I got an idea. I think we should bring that idea you was talking about out. You know what I mean? I think we should do that. And I was like, word? He was like, yo, let's meet. Let's just meet. Met him for lunch. And he started talking this King stuff. And at the time, we didn't have a name for it. We were just talking about the idea of what it could be, like, you know, fly motorcycles and cars and girls and fly gear, just like taking GQ and just making it like for us. You know what I mean? But the focus being on the women. And man, oh man,
you went crazy.
They gave me the keys. I drove.
Wait, who was the first cover of King?
Layla Arcieri. From Son of the Beach. She was the main girl in Q-Tip's Vibrant thing with the light eye.
First one.
Yeah. First one. But we had a preview issue that was just like for advertisers. It didn't go on the newsstands. We had a preview issue like a couple of months before. So this is 2001. And around like June of 2001, we dropped a preview issue explaining what King would be. On that cover, we had Nicole Robinson, who was like a supermodel, dark-skinned beauty, long legs, incredible. And she the coolest. But I think now she got married as like Galinari or something like that. And then she ended up being in like different movies and things. But she was the first one on the preview. But then the actual first issue was Layla Arcieri, which was supposed to be Gabrielle Union because she was coming out in the Bad Boys movie. But scheduling made it all messed up, and I had to get a cover out, and I couldn't wait any longer. So I made Layla the cover because she was on Howard Stern's show called Son of the Beach. It was like a spoof on Baywatch, and she was the star of that. So I put her on the cover, and then Gabrielle was ready.
I just remember like cover. King exploding, and it just became a thing. Like, who's going to be on the next cover, and who's gonna be on? It was like people
all the time
guessing. Like, I don't know. You know, I remember I would walk down to the office, and y'all would tell me sometimes. I'll say, I'm telling anybody else, but I would keep it secret about it.
All the time.
Word.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I tell Jeff.
The white girl from Moesha, and you know what I'm saying. It's like it just.
Yup.
Yeah. How
Jennifer Oy,
exploding like that? Like what did that still sound kind of weird? But I guess what did that feel like being in that hurricane of just, you know, when it became a thing, it became like a thing, like almost like women who if you didn't do it, you wasn't really popping.
Word, that was the thing. We made it where it was cool for it, because even the women that was hesitant would be like, well, damn, Tyra did it, or damn, Khalees did it, or damn, Kim did it, and it was like, yeah, they did. Jump on, like, we make it hot. And the only reason why I think a lot of those women did it was because we approached them naturally. We didn't approach them on some super lusty. We approached them on like, you are a major talent in what you do. Whatever it is you do, you are that major talent. And we want to recognize that and let the people know about that. And we were and when I say we, I'm talking about myself, my man Adele Henderson, Jermaine Hall, Bonsu, Sean Malcolm, Keith Murphy. Like, I have all my friends help me build it. And that was another thing, like being able to come together with my brothers and
put your people
really like take over to the point where we got Spike Lee and different people hitting us about.
Absolutely.
All the sports dudes was hitting. They would find my number. They would find. I know all them sports dudes like that. They would find my number and be like, "Yo, I need such and such on page 38." I'm like,
Yeah,
look, man,
I'm not a
all I
pimp,
got is a
bro.
publicist's info, bro. That's it.
Wait, so
I'm not a
tell
pimp,
me
bro. I'm not a
one.
pimp. I'm not a pimp.
I hate to say crazy. One Wild King magazine story. I know there's a million of them, but just tell me one. It could
Wow.
be anything. Yeah,
It's like, which one
that
can
too.
I tell?
We don't want to incriminate nobody. Those women are wives now. We don't want to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those different. Well, I'll say this. Overall, it was the most incredible time of my life because I was always on the go, and it's almost like being the hottest rapper at the moment. Everybody wants you to feature them or be featured with you, or they asking you to jump on a track. And that's how it was for me for a while, man. It was like the most incredible experiences, being able to fly private to Paris and stay at chateaus and be gifted all types of incredible gifts that I still have. Some of them in storage, though. A crazy story. I guess it's not crazy, but it just showed you like how determined I was. So the same gentleman, Dennis Page, when we were putting the magazine together, we had to come up with the logo. And as a we didn't have any photo shoots yet, so to test all the different fonts of the logo, we used a GQ cover of Tyra Banks as like the placeholder to show how all the King logos would look. And I remember he put them on his floor, and we're looking at like 12 different pages of the same Tyra shot, but with the King logo. And he hits my arm like, "Yo, don't worry about the picture because you'll never get Tyra. Just concentrate on the logo." Yo,
put a battery in your back.
He told me I would never get Tyra. He was like, I don't want you to be that ambitious.
Wow.
I wouldn't put that kind of pressure on you. Like, I couldn't get her. Now, mind you, Tyra this is the height of America's Next Top Model. It's on fire. It's a ratings killer. And she's probably one of the hardest people to get. So this is 2001 when he says that. I remember in my mind, I was like, I'm going to make him eat them words. I remember sitting in his office like, I'm going to make him eat them words. I'm going to get Tyra. I'm going to get Tyra. I'm going to get Tyra. And it was like I was obsessive about it. So what I would do, her birthday is the same day as Jay-Z's, December 4th. Every December 4th and every Valentine's Day for 3 years, I would send her flowers. Excuse me. I found out where her office was. I want to say it was in Burbank. I can't remember. But it was definitely in Cali. And I would send, I don't know if she got them, but I would send them. And nobody would send something back saying she ain't get them.
Yeah.
They ain't said nothing saying she got them. But I would send them every year like clockwork. So I ended up running into like someone that she was cool with. And they were like, yo, to get her, man, you're going to have to talk to Benny Medina or somebody. So I ended up having lunch with Benny Medina. And I think he was managing her at the time. And everybody knows Benny Medina from Fresh Prince days and everything. The ultimate big dog. And I felt I was hot.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I was like, well,
I'm popping.
I can sit with him. And we met.
Yeah.
I'm popping. I got it. I got a little bit of market share out here. We could walk down the block and you can see my work on the street back then. You know what I mean? And we went to lunch and we had a really dope conversation. He was like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a word in for you. I was like, all right, bet. He put the word in. I got the word back. Her people hit. All she really wanted. And at the time, she had, like a couple of months prior, she had did Stuff magazine with some of the girls from America's Next Top Model. And I remember her telling me when we got her to the shoot, because I locked her in, and all she really wanted was first class tickets from LA. She was like, I got everything else. I'm going to bring my mom. Yep. She brought her mom. Her mom was mad cool, and her mom was a photographer. So she had the eye too. But this was the craziest part about getting Tyra to the shoot. We get her there, and we don't know how many looks we're going to do. But she's like on some she's on model time. Model time is like this. Supermodel time is like this. Vixen model time is whenever we get the shot, we get the shot. She was like this. She was like, all right, y'all. So this must be around like 11. She was like, all right, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Did the first one. Boom. Change. Got into the second one. Boom, 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 boom. It's like 11:30. I'm like, damn, we got 2 looks already. Now, mind you, I got the whole spot until like 5 or 6. I'm thinking it's going to be a long ass day. It's like 11:30. We already breezed through two looks. Third look, she's walking off the set of the second one, took off the bikini thing.
Nah.
She's naked, grabs the velvet curtain, wraps it around her breasts and her private, and wrapped it around and was like, take the shot. Just grabbed the velvet. It was a velvet thing, like this thing right here, but velvet. And she just wrapped it around her. That was like the third shot. It's not even noon yet. Third shot, boom, we done for that. We eat. We're done eating by like 12:20. She does like 2 more looks by 1 o'clock. We over with. We started at 11. We done with 5 looks.
Wow.
We're done in 2 hours. I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, man, we're going to have Tyra all day. She don't got time. She making money.
Mm-hmm.
She got shit to do. This is part of her day.
This
ain't her day. This is one piece. And what that taught me, man? That taught me get out,
gagging and messing around.
Let's go. Nah, and she wasn't even like hurry up or nothing. It was just
she was professional.
That was her.
Yeah.
Professional, and it made me look at every shoot after in a different way.
Yeah.
We became so much more efficient, bro. It's me witnessing how she operated with her team, the trust she had in her mom, the trust she had in us. Because she said this was the illest thing that she said to me. She was like, yo, you know why I did it? She was like, y'all cater to young black men and everything. If I could do the white boys over there stuff, I could do my brothers here at King.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Thank you. Much love. Tyra could get anything from me, bro. Anything. But the thing that I got from her was how to become more efficient as a professional.
Tell me a little. Well,
yeah, more thorough.
Tell me a little bit about Rides magazine. Then let's go to Grind.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So Rides was crazy because that was still an idea from XXL days, the lifestyle part. Because we would put like Scarface with a car or whoever was hot at the moment with a car in XXL. So when I knew going into King, which this is like a little asterisk. This is the asterisk. If we didn't do King, we were going to do Rides first because the advertising market was there. That's when rims was popping. Every car company was trying to
and all
get
that.
The urban kids. Every video, customizing everything, even down to the paint. Everything was like car industry driven. Days before the Ubers and all that stuff. So we were going to do that at first, if I'm being all the way chronological. But then we was like, if we pull back, we could jump back to that idea. And we put Rides inside King as a section. And we did like Busta Rhymes first, a couple of football players. Back then, those was the only dudes that was like really getting car money like that. The rapper dudes wasn't really getting all that big dog car money outside of like
a big artist.
Somebody you had to be huge to have. Big artists. You had to really be doing it. So anyway, King started November of 2021. We started Rides like May of 2003, and we put Tyrese on the cover because he was starring in the second installment of Fast and the Furious. And that made sense to us, but it didn't make sense to the publishers. They didn't. They was like, who the hell is this? Because they always went on celebrity power. And he wasn't as big yet.
Franchise.
But I was like, the franchise is huge. I was like, don't worry about him. I was like, worry about us putting Fast and the Furious on there. It's going to sell. Man, that shit took off.
Yeah.
Man. I said, I got another hit. That's, you know what it felt like? It felt like I was an artist with King.
Yeah.
And then I got my artist now.
And you, and then
I got my John Legend.
You got 50 Cent.
I got my Eminem. Yeah. Exactly. That's how I felt, man. I was like, yo, I got two.
Yeah.
because I know I'm gonna keep popping with King, and then I got rides now. It was crazy, and we really took the car industry by storm. The only real competition we had back then, excuse me, the only real competition we had back then was Dub, my man Miles and them over at Dub out of Cali, because
it's a car culture in California.
Is cars. It's a car culture. It's a whole different thing than what we were doing.
Yeah,
you know, we were like celebrity driven car stuff.
Yeah,
we like
got the low riders out there
fanatics.
And all that
they
stuff.
They are real car
fanatics. That's what I'm saying. They
grew up in those kind of cars. Well, we grew up on the 2 and 3 train.
Getting a ride was a big deal. It's like, y'all got a car. It's like, word? Got a car?
Word. Back in the day, word. You had your favorite cab driver. You know what I'm saying?
Word. The gypsy cab.
That's what it was back then, you know? Word, the gypsy cab joints. You had your favorite one. So it was a little different for us when we came on the scene, but we killed it, man. Like, every major car company wanted to mess with us. We got everybody. I'm talking Pharrell, 50, Snoop, Shaq, Ice Cube, Luda. We had Luda under a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? When everybody wanted to show their joints off, man, and we were getting pitched. That brand alone, man, oh my goodness. It was starting to catch up to King. It was crazy. Like, so I couldn't lose in that building, man. And I remember Elliot, there was a Rolling Stone article, or I think it was Rolling Stone, where Def Jam had this thing where Irv was like, who's the hottest nigga in the building? Because you had Def Jam was the overall, and then you had all the labels, and he was like, we the hottest, meaning Murder Inc. But then you have Rough Riders, you have Rockefeller, and then you have regular, you're Disturbing the Peace, and then you have regular Def Jam. And it was like all the people who ran those wanted to be the hottest nigga in the building. And Elliot looked at Harris as Def Jam, Excel, Rockefeller, you know.
Yeah.
King could have been like Rough Riders. Rods was like Murder Inc. And I got 2 of them. It was crazy. He was like, yo, I'm still the hottest nigga in the building. Yo, we used to laugh. So we used to laugh on that so much that one day we was like, yo, we're going to have to collab on something. And we ended up making a magazine that made money together. It was called Hip Hop Soul. We did Hip Hop Soul magazine, which combined hip hop and R&B. And who we put on the first cover? R. Kelly. I think it was R. Kelly was on the first. Then we put Neo and Keisha Cole. Then we put Usher. Then we put I can't even remember. We just kept coming out with these issues, man, and it was so dope because that was our first time working together. So it was like you got Pharrell and Kanye to do an album together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we became tighter by doing that project together. Yeah, it was short lived, like maybe 3 years.
So
but
after this run,
it was crazy.
You became the XXL editor.
It was crazy. So Jermaine, we bumped Jermaine up to editor in chief. I moved for King. I moved up to editorial director, where I oversaw all the magazine titles. And then I was also helping out with some of the other magazines that was at Harris, like Fuego and stuff like that. And then Elliot left XXL, and it was tumultuous and all types of crazy. It was all in the media and everything. And then I was in my office like, yo, that's crazy. I was yo Jeff, this is wild. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Elliot is out, because I didn't even get a chance to talk to him before he left. And I was like, damn, man. I was like, yo, I don't know who's gonna be crazy enough to step in his shoes. I was like, that's fire. Like, whoever gotta go do the shit after him, they crazy. They must be nuts. And I'm talking shit. And then next thing you know, I got a call. Exactly. And I was like, at first I was like, nah, I'm good. They was like, look, you in the building already. You started at that brand. You know the brand. Y'all cool. You still on it. We're going to give you this amount. I was like, if y'all up that, I'll do it. But I'm still, they more than upped it, man. They put it, they roofed it.
I got to do what I got to do.
I'll be there Monday.
And how long were you the editor of Double XL?
Like a year and a few months.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Merrick Studios, where stories take the mic and culture comes alive.
We're not just a network, we're family, bringing you smart, soulful, unfiltered conversations.
And this season, we're bringing the heat with our biggest lineup yet. Whatever you're into, music, sports, business, we got you covered.
Merrick Studios, where the conversation starts and keeps going.
Check out our full lineup, including Unglossy with Bun B, Jeffrey Sledge, and myself, Tom Frank. Now streaming at wearemerrickstudios.com.
Master the art of lyricism with Pendulum Mink, the first school for rap. Learn elite techniques through immersive lessons, real-world exercises, and guidance from hip-hop icons. This is where MCs sharpen their skills and glow boldly on the mic. Ready to level up? Visit pendulummink.com and start your journey today.
And now, back to the show.
But while I was there, I created the freshman. Yeah, I created the freshman. So what happened with that was Elliot, like months prior to him leaving, had put together this cover of the new school of hip hop, and he had like 10 dudes on the cover in all white, and he called it the new school, and it was like Saigon, Papoose, Boozy, Crooked Eye, cats like that. I think Joe Button. It was like cats like that, and I saw that. But at King, we had something called the Coming Kings that we would do every year, where we would select the top people we thought was going to take over in different genres, all the way down to aerospace. Oh, wow. We would get astronaut dudes, and we said we called Kevin Hart early. We called so many people early. We would have themes like that, and we had an all-white theme. And that year, we had Kanye, Common, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Terrence Howard, Trey Songz. It was crazy. So I was already used to doing that type of stuff, like forecasting. But when I got to Double XL, I felt like, yo, this idea with the new school, we could improve on it by marketing it better, giving it a sexier title than new school. And we should bring in the dudes that's killing it on the internet. Because at this point, all the mixtape, it was SoundCloud rapper heaven at this point. SoundCloud was on fire. Blog era. So I started picking those kind of guys that I thought would go to that next level, like Kid Cudi, Ace Hood, Mickey Fax, Blue, Peter Gunn's son, Corey Guns. And then on the cover was like B.O.B., Charles Hamilton, Asher Roth, and Wale. So called it the freshman. And mind you, the publishers and some of the staff did not want me to do this because they felt like, oh, it didn't work for Elliot. It's not going to work for us. I was like, I'm not Elliot. Trust me. I know how to get my things over the line but I know
what I'm doing.
Not that he didn't, because he lifted it up. He lifted the brand up from where we left it. Because when I left, that's when he came in. I just felt like I knew what I was doing because I got my King credentials. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. And next thing you know, I came up with the whole cipher thing of unveiling them but not unveiling them. I had everybody hide their face in a creative way, and they had to do like a 16 at the shoot, and then we would put the clips out on YouTube to promote it, and you had to guess which rapper it was. Pardon me. So that created anticipation, and I'm a marketing dude at the same time. If I'm going to put something together, I'm going to also have a plan on how we're going to get people to see it. Yeah, and that did it. That did it. And then I believe we had like an unofficial DJ Who Kid mixtape that went along with it. I think he did it himself. It was crazy. Yeah, so my time at Double XL, me coming back was like proving
you were still on point.
That my hip hop chops was still there, and I was still on point. And like, I'm no joke in this. Like, I really do this. Like, don't think that just because I'm shooting girls over here and cars and shit.
I'm a real editor. I know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's how I got in. Yeah. I'm a real one with this. And not only did I feel like I proved that to others, I proved it to myself because I wanted to be able to say
you did that
to me, boy.
Wait,
you did that.
You went to Global Grind. Now, who ran Global Grind? Right, that was Russell's thing.
Russell Simmons. That was Russell's joint. And what was crazy about it was while I was at Double XL, even while I was at King, he had came at me one time and was like, yo, we need to talk about doing some stuff. And I was like, all right, bet, let's do it.
Of course,
and I think it was because I had all the sexy girls on there. I was like, Russell just wanted to see the girls, man.
He just want access to the joint,
he don't want to talk
King
to me. He don't want to talk to the
Exactly.
You know, the hip hop god don't want to talk to me about it. But so then when I bounced over to Double XL and I started making strides, I think they saw like, all right, we need to really lock in on hip hop, and this guy got a hold on it right now. And it came at me like twice. I ain't like the numbers. And I was like, what kind of staff is it? Because I think at the time Kim Azario from The Source was running it. And they were doing like things that were a little bit more in the female lane. So I didn't see it as like, oh, okay, I could jump in and take those things over and do them well, because that was for women. I was like, if I do it, I'm going to have to like reconfigure this. And I remember talking to her as she was leaving. She was like, yo, I've been hearing your name around here a lot. I was like, oh, they serious like that? She was like, yeah, I think you should sit down with them for real, for real. So off her, I was like, I bet. I sat down with them, told them the numbers, and the numbers was super great. And I was like, but the only thing was that meant I had to leave Double XL. I just got the freshman shit. We on fire. We talking about taking it. I got to go into the next level. But around that time, I just had my third daughter.
I got diapers to buy. You know what I'm saying? I got formula to buy. I can't
needed
fuck
that
around.
paper, man. I was like, yes. And I'm gonna be real, man. Like my third daughter was the reason I think I made that move so boldly. She had just turned like a year. Yeah, she was just over a year and everything. And I was thinking about the times of now, where this past Saturday I dropped her off to start at Howard.
Way back then, yeah.
And I was thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? This is 18 years ago, back then. So I think I did the right thing, but I do feel like I wish I had my hand in freshman a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I
can't front. Vanessa did her thing.
Vanessa did flag for sure.
Vanessa did her thing. Yeah, she took it and elevated it. My man Rob Markman, everybody that stayed behind, you know, they made sure the shit was dope, and it still continues today, regardless of what people want to think of the quality of artists.
They can't.
It's only as good as
make the artists. They're just gonna promote them. They can't like make, you know, build the artist from scratch or whatever. So wait, after this, you went back to Vibe?
Yeah, then I went back. Well, after Global Grind, I went into Silicon Valley, and I started dealing with Steve Jobs' wife or widow, Lorraine. She was a partner in a company called Ozzy with Carlos Watson, who was just pardoned by Trump, which sounds crazy. It's crazy. Yo, that Silicon Valley world, man, everybody think the streets is crazy. They think the streets is grimy. They think having beef with the streets is saying have some digital beef where
that's what I'm saying. They got so much bread
they looking at like 20, 30 million on your head. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I was with them for a while, and then while I was with them, Vibe called me, and I went back to Vibe. Yeah, that was crazy. No, I'm getting it mixed up. My bad. That was the second time I went back. The first time I went back to Vibe was right after Global Grind. I was selling for a while. I was freelancing for a little bit, for like maybe 6-7 months. Then I went back to Vibe because Jermaine and Lynn Burnett and Brett Wright.
That's right. I forgot
they had bought Vibe out of bankruptcy.
Totally forgot about that.
And that's why I skipped over it too. My bad. And then I went back with them, and that was like 2009 going into 10. And I was there until 2013. 2013 is when I went over to Ozzy. And that's when I was doing the Silicon Valley thing. I was flying out to San Fran every 3 weeks. I would fly out to San Jose or San Francisco, and I would be in Mountain View. And I was working on their website, which was kind of like a blend of Huffington Post
it's so wild how, like,
and Washington Post.
How
You know,
it's not that long ago, but all these things are gone now. Even Huffington Post is gone, and obviously OZ is gone, and XL is, they're around, but it's not the same. And Vibe is gone, and it's a trip.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
social media,
killed
man.
everything.
Social media, and nobody. I don't think anybody has done the jump.
Yeah,
right outside of probably Complex.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? No one has done it to the point where it's like, all right, it's almost
even like
a
big places like
run.
Even big places like Rolling Stone and all that, they just they haven't been able to figure it out. They can't figure it out.
Nah, they didn't. Nah, they can't figure it out because I feel like a lot of those brands were birthed during, the print era, and they stayed true to that ethos. Whereas Complex kind of came out just before the blog era. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like lived in that space a little bit more so, where people could do online shopping. It went with their aesthetic as they were coming out as being buy, collect, obsess. That was their mantra.
Online.
Where were you buying stuff? You were buying it online. They were heavily more online, and they would tell you, go to this website, go to that website. Whereas print was like, go to this store, go to that store. Like it's a mentality,
and the convenience
in the
across the
game,
board of down to now ordering food, the convenience of being able to do something without leaving your crib, and getting food, or with Grail, you're getting clothes, or it's just different. And I think that what's I'm sure there's studies on this. I haven't seen them, but I'm sure there are. Cause I know I didn't figure this out, but it's like the excitement of getting a gift, even if you bought it. It's the excitement of Amazon dropping those boxes every day, or eBay every day.
Christmas.
Those boxes at your doorstep.
Every
it's like,
day.
I got a
Christmas
gift. Oh, what did I get? Oh, I didn't know what this is. Let me open it up. There's a dopamine thing to that I think people slept on.
Yes, it's definitely dopamine. And what's crazy is like, it's to the point, like you just said,
forgot about it.
You could order something and totally forgot that you ordered it until you see it on your step and be like, oh yeah.
For a minute, for a hot minute, you open
gave
the box
yourself
and
a little bit of happiness for a minute.
These.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me see how it fits or whatever,
or
even
these.
the food thing. Like now with Instacart, like you don't even have to go to the grocery store no more, bro. You can just you're just watching the Netflix's thing, ding dong, and your whole groceries is there for the week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Uber Eats is my friend.
It's crazy, man. Wait, so
Uber Eats is my
crazy.
friend.
So
you know what I'm saying?
You go back to Vibe. Hold on, I feel like I got all my notes here, and then you OZ go to then Respect.
Yeah, did Ozzy, and then man, that was crazy too. Because while I was doing Ozzy, I was doing Respect magazine with my man Jonathan Reingo, who was one of the publishers at Double XL. He had started his own thing, and once again, here I go. Elliot was the editor-in-chief, and then he leaves, and I get a call, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He was like, "Yo, L bounced." You know what I'm saying? I got to get
Everywhere.
this issue. I was like, "Listen, man, I can't be following this dude, man. He gonna think I'm following him, right?" But this is the wild shit about it. This is the wild shit about me and L's relationship. I was at Double XL before him and left, and he came in, and then I took over, right? I was at Respect before he came in. I did like the first issue when Tony Dravino was the editor-in-chief. He was like the editor-in-chief maybe for 1 or 2 issues. And I was writing with them and talking about getting more of a position, but then that's when I was doing my thing and they needed somebody every day. And then Elliot came in and that's when I was like, all right, L got it. That's what's up. 'Cause I wasn't pursuing it. And then when he left, they came back at me. I was like, oh man, it looked like I'm following this
just called Datwon
everywhere. And I didn't want just call Day. And I was like, yo, I'm not following this dude again. I'm not doing it. I don't want people to feel like I'm following this dude and I'm doing that. So then JR was like, nah, you was here first. I'm like, nobody give a fuck about that. They're not gonna see that. And he was like, nah, come on, man, I need the help. I was like, all right, for you, I'm gonna do this. And I had a amazing time doing Respect, man.
Really?
Like, I think I did some of my favorite work there. I really, it was wild because I just got to focus on the music. I didn't have to focus on lifestyle or girls or cars or anything. So I doubled down on the music. I added a battle rapper section and was giving battle rappers full features, not little columns and they doing a battle here.
Artists.
I treated them like they were platinum stars. So it was dope. That's where people first really learned about Daylight, when they first really learned about Smack and Beasley and their their plight. Because a lot of the hip hop magazines was using them as footnotes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it was such an offshoot of hip hop culture, and sub it's like a subculture. And I was like, nah, we gotta elevate it. So I did that with respect. That's one of the things I loved about doing with that magazine. And then one of my favorite photos ever is the cover I did with Young Thug and Baby from Cash Money. That cover is so crazy, and I think I forgot what I call it, Dirty Money or something like that. I forgot. It was so crazy, black and white, shot from this angle, looking up. Them dudes was 15 hours late to the shoot, and when they came, they was so late. How late were they? They was so late. I had to switch out photographers. They were so late that one of the photographers, after waiting for 7 hours, had to leave to go get their kid and couldn't come back. So there was a point while I'm waiting for them to come to the shoot,
pop off.
I didn't have a photographer if they showed up. Like, they would have came in because they so late. They would have came in and not have a photographer. They were so late that it gave me 3 hours to find one. I found it. And they were still after that. They were still like 2 hours late after I found one. And I found one. I found the dopest one. My man, Dwayne. He's ill, man. He did all the dope Atlanta shoots out there. All the guys that have like epic and legendary shots, he did them. And he did that one, man. And he had to he had to leave straight from the shoot and catch an international flight. He did that before his flight.
Tell me about the
love that guy, man. To this day.
Dick Clark.
Well, yeah, so boom, after Respect, bounce back to Vibe. And I know we skipping a big portion of it, but y'all heard my Vibe story. I go back to Vibe because the staff asked for me after, and this is funny, Jermaine was editor-in-chief, Jermaine Hall, who worked with me at King. He left, and the staff asked for me to come back, which was like the blessing of all blessings, because then it took me out of the freelance world, and I didn't have to kill what I eat all the time. You know what I mean? I was able to chill for a minute because I was going hard for like a year and a half. And I went back to Vibe. And this is 2015 now, early 2015. And I didn't leave until 2023. I was there for a minute. And what's so crazy is while I was at Vibe, around 2018 is when I got introduced to the Dick Clark family. They were their owners and our owners of Vibe, Billboard, and Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
They ended up doing business together as MRC, Media Rights Capital. And they put out like a bunch of movies and stuff. And they have other brands like A24 and deals with like Full Well 73, which is James Corden. So when they had Dick Clark, we all had to do a business leader retreat, and I was the leader of Vibe. So when I got there, they sat me next to one of the executives at Dick Clark, and I was writing ideas about what they should be doing based off some of the things that the company was telling us they wanted to do. And I was like, yo, Dick Clark to do X, and I got notes. And he's looking, he's like, yo, you should come to one of our meetings. I was like, oh yeah, you damn right.
Exactly.
Because I'm thinking like, yo, I want to get into TV and film. And that was like my end, and my ideas were dope. And they were thinking like, all right, cool. Well, one way you could help us is try to book some of these people for us, these ideas that you want to do, see if you could make those happen. And I started making it happen. And next thing you know, I got a job consulting at Dick Clark while I'm editor-in-chief of Vibe. And that started to cultivate seriously in 2019. Then the pandemic hit. But this is the craziest thing about the pandemic. It opened up my opportunity because now a lot of the people couldn't move around, and some were scared to go to things and stuff like that. And it was like, Datwon, can you go to the shoot COVID compliance and all that. Man, I did the COVID compliance so I could be on the set. And I was on the set, and I did like a remote taping for Killer Mike for an idea that me and another employee came together with, my homegirl Sarah. We came up with this conscious community driven award for the Billboard Awards. It's called Game Changers, and we had Killer Mike receive the first one, and then we ended up having like Trey the Truth do the second one and all that. But during that time, I'm becoming a producer for real, and I ended up getting hired full time when the new owner came over, who was also the owner of Vibe. He asked me to move from Vibe to Dick Clark.
Wow.
And then I started doing all the shows. I even did the country show. Yep, out in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And at that point, Stephen Hill from BET, he comes in and he becomes like an exec. So I'm working on his team and I'm learning from him. And then who does he bring in? He brings in Jesse Collins. So I'm working directly with Jesse mm-hmm. Collins, Dion Harmon, who's amazing, and Stephen Hill.
How did this happen? Yeah.
Like what? Like how did this happen? Yo, and I'm working on the American Music Awards with them. I'm ushering in. I'm making sure New Edition is right, Cardi is straight. I'm making sure Tyler's good. I'm making sure Nelly gets some love. I'm booking Ja and Ashanti for New Year's Rockin' Eve. I'm booking. Yeah, like not this year, but the past 3 to 4 years, wow. I did the 11:45 slot.
Yeah,
that was my slot going into New Year's, and that was the top rated part of the show. So I could walk away knowing that I booked and made happen like that pivotal point where mm-hmm. people are shedding their last year, going into their new year. And me and my grandmother used to watch that show together. And I'm like, damn, I'm working on this show that me and her used
full circle,
to get the pots and pans and start hitting. Yo, it was crazy, man. Full circle. She would have lost her mind knowing I worked on that show. You know what I'm saying? And it's been amazing. But, all good things. Just the last couple of weeks, I transitioned out of Dick Clark. Still consulting for them. And it's a good transition because now I'm working for myself. I have my own production company, Daylight Media. Got a couple of clients working on some award shows right now.
You still popping.
You pitching movies. Yeah.
You can't stop. Can't stop.
I'm still going, man. I'm still going. I can't, man. I can't. But I will tell you, it tried to stop me because last October I had the heart attack thing, and that just sat me down like in the weirdest way. And technically mm-hmm. it's not a heart attack, but that's the best way to categorize it. It was like my aortic valve that, fuels all the blood through your body to all your extremities and organs. Mm-hmm. It ruptured at the top of my heart. And I had already had high blood pressure. So
I've been there.
Took me over the top. I wasn't taking my medicine like a nut. I was traveling, and I was like, I'm gonna get it. It's only been a day. I'm good. Not knowing, because like I remember when it happened, and after I was able to talk to everybody, a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, you look bloated, like on your stories." Like, I was like, "They got fat," and I was retaining so much fluid probably because I wasn't taking my medicine. And I look back at those photos, I was like, damn, they're right. And they saw that in the stories that I was posting. But my heart attack story is like a fucking
what's
movie,
wild, man.
I don't even know how I'm here. The initial God's grace and love and
I haven't said this on the show before, but the initial kernel of me doing this podcast started from I actually had a stroke in 22. Yeah, same thing. Not taking my medication, blah blah blah, same shit.
What?
And so I had a stroke, and then I was in the Hovain passed away, and then this one passed away, and then I heard Clark was sick, and I was like, you know what? And the kernel of me doing this podcast was like, I want to get with people as much as I can to talk about health. This really was supposed to be about health. I was like, I'm gonna talk about health because so many of us in the entertainment business, we don't take care of ourselves. I'm taking our medication, we're running, we're not sleeping, we're traveling all over the place, and so. drinking, didn't run into the airport,
drinking,
so to hear
staying up late.
You talk about your health issue, which I'm obviously very glad you were able to overcome. It brought me back to that. I was like, this is more about health than about people's careers, but then it morphed because I was like, you know what? Let me give people their flowers.
That's what's up.
Let me give people their flowers. All the people I know and people I don't know, I wanted them to talk, get on this show and talk about their careers because I was like, first of all, I know some amazing people that have done amazing things behind the scenes. People might not know the stuff that people do. So and how they've really pushed the culture forward. You don't really know.
That's
you
real.
Just see the artists, but hearing these stories, I think is very helpful. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself.
Appreciate you, bro, man. Yeah, it's been a rough road. Like all of November of last year was my recovery. I was in the hospital for like 10 days. They gave me like a 6-hour open heart surgery thing. Had my heart out my chest, had all my blood out my body. Crazy. And then all of November, I was just working so I could get back on set because I knew I had New Year's Rockin' Eve and I had already booked like DJ Cassidy and Ja Rule and Fat Joe and Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh. And I was like, nah, I can't miss that.
You gotta chill.
So I was working to get back to there, but the doctors was like, you got to get back on
I bet, because like, you just might, I don't want to
barely let me go.
The last one,
barely let me go.
Ever. Exactly.
This is what got you here. So, but now I'll tell you this, man, life has been, even before, life was always so beautiful to me. Always. It's even more so now because now that I dropped my daughter off to college, my other daughter, my middle one, graduated college this year. My oldest has got her own kindergarten class now. She's a full-fledged teacher in Atlanta. I wouldn't have been able to see those things. You know what I mean? And to make 50, like in May, it's been beautiful, bro.
A couple quick questions, fun questions.
Yes, sir.
Tell me who you wanted to get on the cover of King magazine but weren't able to get.
Oh man, the ones that got away.
Let
me go down the list. Beyonce, and I pitched for her with her publicist and her team. I pitched for her like 5 times.
Damn, why'd they say no?
Probably Jay.
Yeah, keeping it real. Yeah, that's exactly.
That's what I want to say. That's what I want. But I think at the time they were really trying to get her over the mainstream hump.
Okay.
And we might have been a little too, as much as we weren't hood, I think we might have been a little too hood, but we weren't hood. In their eyes.
That would have been a nice one. Damn.
Yeah, Beyonce was it, man. I tried 5 different times over the course of like 6-7 years.
You even hold with the Brooklyn shit and all that, and none of that.
Yo, one time I was gonna, I seen him at 4040. I was gonna be like, yo, man, I even let you shoot it.
Word.
Just let me get it.
Yeah, let me get it.
But I got too scared. I ain't saying nothing to hold. But we did get Kelly. We got Kelly a bunch of times.
I remember that.
I gave Latoya Luckett a cover when she was doing her solo thing. And then Serena Williams was another one. And what made Serena hurt so bad that we didn't get her is that I seen her in Paris and she was with Brett Ratner.
Okay.
And I was looking at Brett like, you lucky dog, man. You know you out.
That was so far out of his league, bro.
You out your league right now. And they was together or whatever. And I wanted to run up on her, but I was with my wife. My wife was like, she chilling. We'll get her another time. Yeah. And I was like, all right. Because my wife used to, real shit, she would be like, why don't you get such and such? You know what I'm saying? Like she would
suggest to people.
Yeah, all the time. And they would always be a hit. And she knew how bad I wanted Serena, but she was like, nah, this ain't the time. Just leave her alone.
Yeah.
And then the last one, it's the top 3.
Okay.
Beyonce, Serena, and Halle Berry.
You never got Halle?
Never got Halle.
Damn.
Nope. Never got Halle, man. And she did stuff for FHM for one of the movies. I was so mad. I was like yelling in the office. Damn. Cause I used to get emotional over King, yo. I used to get emotional. Like I was heated that she did them and we ain't get a shot. I was like, oh no. But she still look good. She still look good.
Yeah.
Still a home. Yeah, those are the three though.
Okay. Tell me your favorite King cover.
Ooh. Yikes. Damn. They all got like their own special thing, but the first one that comes to mind is Free.
Oh, Free was
106 in Park, because I had pursued her for so many years, and she kept telling me no, and then she finally said yes. I felt like I won the damn championship, man. I tell you, I wanted to get the goggles and the champagne and just start.
Yeah, I remember that cover.
Yeah, and she ended up becoming the #1 seller.
Yeah, I remember that cover. That cover was
volume wise.
I bet.
The woman that we shot the most, ironically, which is so crazy, and I didn't realize it until like after everything, was Trina. Trina got them like 5 covers.
Wow.
Yeah. I would never think. I would be like, oh shit, Trina. But I'll tell you this about Trina real quick, and this is no disrespect. Trina, I love you. If you see this, understand this is in all love. This is just how I remember it. We had to, for her first cover with us, we had to go to Miami, and we had to start at like 3 a.m. because we did body paint. We had a body paint artist come and body paint her, and it took them like 3 hours. So that puts you around like 6:37 in the morning. Then we didn't do it on South Beach. We didn't want a bunch of people to crowd us. So we took it to another, I think, I forgot Bay Beach or Cocoa Beach or whatever beach is over there. And it's going to hit me. And we took over there. So it's early in the morning. We are chilling. It's nice. The water is cold as heck. And I'm like, yo, she a trooper. She out here body painted. And then it was like these figures was walking down the beach. And I'm like, damn, they thick. They thick as crazy. What? I was like, yo, who's all these people coming? And it was like 3 women. And they was like, hey. She was like, hey, mom. I said, who is your mom? And her mom passed. And
yeah. I remember my mom passed away. God bless. God bless.
Mom was crazy.
Smoking.
I was like, yo, we gonna shoot Mom. Mom was like, boy, you better get out of here. And like, we got cool like that.
Yeah.
And I was just hugging her up. Cause I was like, yo, you gonna get these shots. Like, come on now. You're gonna have to get
give me
the whole family.
Smashing.
Whole family was gangster. I was like, damn, Trina, you hiding all them? Let them in the videos.
Exactly. That's funny.
But nah, Trina's my girl. She knows it's all love. God bless her mom.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, remember Ashley from Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Tatiana.
Tatiana Ali.
She was super duper cool. Her and her mom came to the shoot, and they were just so amazingly cool. I didn't know what to expect because she's so reserved and everything, but super cool. I got too many.
Okay.
My bad.
The last question.
All right.
Give me. We'll say 2, but you always like to do triple, so I'll say 3. Give me 3 of your favorite Brooklyn artists.
3 of my favorite Brooklyn artists. Damn, that's tough because 3 ain't enough. 3 of my favorite Brooklyn artists. 1 is Fab.
Okay.
I'm putting Jay and Big in #2. I'm putting them together.
Okay.
That don't make no sense.
Okay.
To do that. Fab, Jay, Big. 3, Little Kim.
Nice one.
And 3 AB is Kim and Foxy.
I'm mad.
I was listening to Foxy the other day, and I was like, yo, she was spitting on this, man. And the way, you know what it is? Foxy spit like a dude, like rough and direct and very clear. And there's no. Kim does it with like a little, like she's still like feminine with Foxy. You would not think she looked like how she sounds, man. Like she's incredibly direct and the lyrics are potent. So Fab, J Big, Foxy, Kim.
I like that. I always tell people that Jay and Big, in my opinion, actually did have a battle. It was Jay writing for Foxy and Kim Big writing for Kim. Those girls battled. They were battling through them.
Yes, they were.
They were battling through them. Yeah, people.
Yes,
Yeah,
they were.
and so they, you know,
and I think Jay showed his hand when he did that joint with Kim, and he was like, "How big gonna trust you in the studio with me?" Like, making sure I stay right with little C's and all of like big season them to make sure they don't bug out. How big gonna trust you in the studio with me? Like, I love that dude, man.
Yeah,
because he's saying what everybody's thinking.
Absolutely.
He's like, I know y'all thinking this. Like, oh, I'm on the top of her. He gonna trust me with the
I'm saying, you might try to slide off on the low. You know,
right. Some Brooklyn shit.
Some Brooklyn shit. You know, it's to be expected. What the fuck? You know, of course. You know,
that's real. That's real.
But that was it, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate this, man.
Of course. No, thank you, bro. Thank you, and much love to you. And I know your recovery is all love and everything.
Same to you.
Thank you, man. And we need to get you back in New York, man. We need that energy.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you back.
That's the plan, Tom. I gotta get back. I gotta get back home. Atlanta's nice, you know, but it ain't home, bro.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not home.
It's different. It ain't home.
I always tell people I never realized how much of a New Yorker I was until I left.
Of course.
And I was like, wait a minute.
That's when we know.
I'm a New York dude.
Trust me, I know. You know I know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be out there. I'm gonna come see you.
Please do, man. And again, thank you for everything, Dave. You can catch Mixed and Mastered on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. Hit that follow button, leave a review, and tell a friend. I'm your host, Jeffrey Sledge. Mixed and Mastered is produced and distributed by Merrick Studios.